We saw Kansas has the first fully automated McDonald's open and running right now.
God.
It has one person in there just to reload machine. I don't even think he has to reload the machines or anything. The machines are doing that too. But he's just basically like a manager to count cash and to make sure everything's still running. And there's just one employee in there all day long.
Wow.
And it has like 4 drive-thrus.
This is the start of the robot uprising.
I'm telling you.
I mean, if the burger tastes good and the ketchup's in the middle,
right? It's not missing. Are we recording all this?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay, well, good. No, I'm just curious. It's like we're having this conversation about Elon Musk and his robot uprising.
Allie started talking about something, and I was like, record. Shit, the mic's not working.
No, I was reading that he was going to have like 100,000 robots by the end of 2026. He's building a robot army.
Well, I mean, if the sex robots became sentient, then they would outnumber his.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this before. The porn industry dominates and pushes technology forward. I mean, the internet, let's be honest, when it first came out, it was America Online and dial-up email.
Yeah.
Took like 25 minutes to upload like one line of a photo, Now, and it was the porn movie industry that was like, no, if we could do porn on the internet, and you cut out all the magazines and all the DVDs and all the physical media, and it's making even more money. So the next thing will be with robots, if Musk is smart, is porn bots. Sex bots like Austin Powers.
Considering how many kids he freaking has and everything.
Does he have a bunch of kids?
Oh my God, by different women.
Oh, well, you can't.
Like 5 different women.
Yeah, there's the joke as to who has more kids, him or...
Nick Cannon?
Nick Cannon. Yeah, because he's got like 14 baby mamas now.
Yeah.
People were making the joke like by 2050, half the world's population will be, the descendants of
Nick Cannon. He's got to be careful, man, because of like inbreeding and shit. Because sooner or later, when those kids grow up and they don't know each other, they're going to run into each other.
Yeah.
That's actually happening. There was a documentary on Netflix with the psycho that was going around giving sperm to all the sperm banks, and it has like thousands of kids around the world now, and a lot of them are in the same townships, and like it's going to start inbreeding and waterhead babies and all that stuff. Yeah, that's
like they have a whole like
waterhead
society.
It's so cold. Sorry, that was fucked up.
That was pretty messed up.
I'm horrible. I'm going to hell.
But
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they like just ran into each other and be like, "Hey, I kind of look like you," type thing, instead.
Or if they just meet in a bar in their teens or like early 20s, man.
Yeah.
Hey, hell, I think there was a Law and Order episode that
I think so.
Ran with that concept.
I don't know, because there are how many of them?
What?
Law and Order episodes?
Like, who knows? There's so many shows now.
There's a lot.
That's one of those things where it's
and it's
instead of Simpsons did it, it's Law and Order did it.
You know what's fucked is I was on like Hulu last night. And I was looking at the top 10 shows. It's like the top. I don't remember what the order was, but it was like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med, Chicago. I'm like, goddamn, how many shows do you guys got, man? They can't be that good.
This 911 show with the sharks this time, or like they're doing like an event with they're on a cruise ship. They're
the doctor on the cruise ship.
The doctor's on the cruise ship with the sharks.
Oh yeah, Doctor. What? Yeah, I saw that.
Dr. Shark, or I don't know.
Well, no, it's like I think it's from the 911 series of
Dr.
shows.
So-and-so Shark Bite Edition.
No, there's a show where it's like it's a scripted show, but it's like a guy on a cruise ship, a doctor on a cruise ship, and it's just all his happenings, I guess. And I'm sure they got somebody that was from a cruise ship that was feeding these people stories, these writers, but
probably.
I'm still obsessed with that Live PD. That's still my go-to. Have you not seen this?
Mm-mm.
I don't think I have.
I think they renamed the show because of woke shit, because the cops were getting a bad rap there for a while. But it's basically Live PD, and it's on like Tubi and some of the. I think NBC Peacock's got it.
Okay.
But it's literally live camera crews with the police department,
and basically Cops Live.
Yeah, it's Cops Live.
Okay.
But it's better than Cops because they don't filter anything out.
Yeah.
And it's they have like 6 or 7 camera crews running around the country. So if it's lame as shit in like Boise, Idaho, they're like, oh, somebody's getting their ass beat down in Florida. Let's switch over, and they just jump right over to whatever's going on.
Yeah. I think
Right.
I've seen an episode of that.
Oh man, Live PD is the best, man.
I think
Styx Larson, man, my hero. I love watching this guy. He's like an ex-cop that just comes in there and tells you like why they're stupid. Some people don't like the police. I don't have a problem with them. I don't do anything illegal. So, and I'm friends with a lot of cops.
Yeah.
You know, good folks. They got the worst job on the planet, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how those guys get up every morning and do what they do, because you just know your day is going to be fucked right out of the gate.
Yeah. It's not a question of is today going to be a good day or a bad day. It's how bad.
How
is it
shitty is it going to be today?
What flavor of shit am I dealing with today?
Right, and will I have shit flung at me, which is also a real possibility on a day-to-day as a cop.
Yeah.
But
I worked with a lot of cops.
I've been friends with cops. I know a lot of great guys who are. I know like a couple of assholes.
Well, police, everybody can say fuck.
There's always
everybody can say fuck the police all day long, but you know what? When your ass is in trouble, guess who they're calling?
Yeah.
You can talk shit about them all day long, but you need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
I have family in law enforcement, and like any other group, man, it's like there's 1 or 2 bad apples in every group,
Yeah. I think that's the thing right there, is that just
every workplace has its assholes.
Exactly. But no, I worked with cops when I did the concert security. We had a really close relationship with the cops that did the concerts and everything like that, and they were great guys. Really nice guys.
Right. They have families, they got lives, they got shit going on too. So lay off of them, man. Give them a fucking break, Jesus, man.
Yep.
And anybody who shit talks cops, I always say, go take a ride along. Go fill out the form at your local police department and go ride with them one night. And trust me, you will have a whole different opinion about the shit they've got to put up with.
We're gonna get so much hate mail.
I know somebody's gonna write in like, man, fuck you and the police. I'm like, well, that's life, I guess.
Hey, they say all engagement is still engagement,
right?
So
you still listen to me rant about police officers.
It's like on one of her streams, someone came in and started trying to troll.
Right. Yeah, he started trying to troll, and I'm like, you're on the wrong stream, because.
But he was doing this whole, no one's gonna listen to it, and you're like, you're here.
Yeah.
It was from Veilguard when I was playing Veilguard.
Yeah.
Because Veilguard got a really bad rap with a lot of the more woke people being like woke shit, and despite the fact that Dragon Age has always been that way.
It's like that same group of, like we used to have a gay bar called The Quest.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody hung out there. I mean, you didn't necessarily have to be gay. I mean, it was just the only bar that stayed open past 2 a.m., which was awesome. So when you were done drinking or whatever, you were club hopping around.
Thank the gays for that.
Yeah, thank you, gay folks, for keeping The Quest open as long as it was. But, we would go over there after you'd go to the bar because it was the only place to go. And they had really decent food at the the Silvertron Cafe across the way there.
I think
there were a lot of
anyway, but Monday morning or something, I'd be at work and be like, "Hey, saw you at the queer bar last night." I'm like, "Yeah, I was there with a bunch of chicks. What were you doing there?" Yeah, a bunch of the girls I was hanging out with wanted to go hang out over there.
What's like those news stories about fired from their workplace because their OnlyFans was discovered by a coworker, and it's like you always imagine the boss has to be like, okay. And how do you know that they have?
How do you know I have an OnlyFans? What were you paying to see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know what's on there?
Maybe he was just a dissatisfied customer on OnlyFans. Like, she wouldn't,
Actually, one of the articles I was reading, that's exactly what it was.
Really? Somebody fired their coworker because they weren't doing what they wanted them to do.
And they tried to bill it as this whole, no, we found out that they had one.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
They're like, no, I've got the receipts.
Right. You hear about like school teachers and shit doing that, and then like the administration figured it out. Well, who was on the school board that saw you on OnlyFans?
Right.
Who paid to see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. OnlyFans is a weird thing.
Hey, it's a living.
I don't. I'm not besmirching anybody for it. I mean, if somebody would pay me to see my ass on internet, I'd probably show you.
And the money that some of these girls get monthly is insane.
I don't know the full story, but there was a girl in Australia. Hers is just her eating food.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
She rakes in, I think she said like 11,000 a month or something.
I wonder if somebody would pay to watch me play with G.I. Joe figures on OnlyFans.
I mean, hey,
setting up little battle dioramas, and
if you make them fuck, I mean,
well,
it's not necessary, but yeah,
but you know,
right. And then Shipwreck did some mounting of his own. Ahoy, sailor! As Duke sauntered into the poop deck.
Yes,
it's not just a clever name.
It's covered in semen.
I was just about to say that.
Zing!
But I'm ching.
Yeah, I'm not starting an OnlyFans. Sorry. You know, OnlyFans has been blocked here in Alabama. You can't get in here anymore. I saw this on Google News. Like a bunch of the states are requiring that you put your driver's license in there. That'll kind of cut down on perverts, I think.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how many of these like.
You just gotta have a VPN though.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
I'm sure there's ways around it, but the average common pervert with a wife and kids doesn't know how to do this without putting his credit card in there.
The funny thing is, when it became blocked,
right?
They were saying on the news, Google searches for VPNs skyrocketed 16,000%.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure, because nobody wants to like admit to it.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, is like OnlyFans isn't just
porn. Yeah,
porn.
I mean, there's people doing cooking
it's
stuff.
Not just porn and feet pics. It's people doing cooking shows now.
Yeah,
exercise shows.
Sure. Yeah. But now Google has screwed those people that were making a legit thing. But I guess those people should just be doing it on TikTok. I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Yeah.
My mother lives on TikTok. That woman's like, she's almost in her 70s, and that's all. She doesn't watch TV anymore. All she wants is I get TikTok videos at all hours of the night now from my mother. Like, hey, look at this chihuahua.
Our nephew used to show us like clips from stand-up stuff that were on TikTok. He was like, oh, look, check out this joke. Check out this joke.
He's like, buddy, we've seen it. And we start showing him the whole thing.
Oh yeah, that is funny. I was like, but it's even funnier if you watch the full thing. He's like, what full thing? I was like, yeah, that's like 15 seconds out of a whole like hour-long special.
Right.
I was like, that joke is 10 times funnier with the
reason why that comedian's dropping that thing is so you go to whatever and watch the special, man.
Yep. My sister has been, I just learned this week. She's apparently been getting like free stuff and then reviewing it on TikTok.
Yeah, somebody send us some free shit.
My mom was like, yeah, she made like $100 last month extra just doing stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that no toy people have been sending me stuff.
Just
Where's the nacelle company? I need some new Star Trek. Have you seen the new Star Trek figures that they're doing?
No.
Man. Do you remember the Art Asylum Diamond Direct figures from like the early 2000s?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Brian Volk-Weiss from Nacelle, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name. I probably just butchered it. But anyway, I talked to him on Instagram, and he's been putting up photos from Toy Fair, and they brought the line back.
Oh, wow.
But they're doing obscure figures that we've never seen before, like Scotty's nephew from Star Trek II that got killed in the engine room, and he did a Tuvix figure, from Voyager, where, Neelix and Tuvok got combined, and Wayun from Deep Space Nine is in the first line. I'm like, well, that's cool. He didn't really do any of the core characters in the first wave, other than Sulu, Captain Sulu from the Excalibur. Yeah. But I'm like, somebody send me some free toys, man.
Man, Toy Fair always gets me because I love toys. I love dolls. Barbie has come out with this thing, Barbie Basics, which it's a whole kit, and you can make 3 individual Barbie dolls with 3 different heads, 3 different types of bodies, 3 different
Do you get a fat girl body?
Is there a fat girl,
like a plus size Barbie?
Curvy.
No shit.
Yep.
Okay, well, good for them. Very progressive.
Oh yeah. There's curvy, there's petite, there's tall.
I have the pregnant Barbie still. I think we've talked about her before. She's upstairs. I'll have to dig it out for you. It's awesome because it's like a normal Barbie, and you get like a little baby with her, but you can turn her belly upside down, and then she'll be pregnant, and then you can turn it the other way, and she'll be flat. But if you turn it the pregnant side, you can actually put the baby in there.
You can get like $200 for one of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just thought it was cool.
She is very sought after.
Yeah, she came. I was years ago. I was still working at KB Toys when I got that one. I think we got them by accident because they didn't stay on the shelf. I think they ended up getting recalled.
They did.
Parents got all pissed off.
Because it was going to promote teen pregnancy.
Yeah, because teenagers are playing with Barbie dolls. Trust me.
Well, it's like it's you know, people forget that like Barbie actually is supposed to be a teenager. Like she's supposed to be like in her late teens. Because that's the story. Because the early Barbies, the you know tagline was like, you know, most fabulous teenager, when they used to do that on boxes and everything like that. Right. And so it's like, yeah, Barbie's like 19. I mean, hopefully.
I have a small smattering of Barbie dolls that I've collected over the, like the Star Trek Barbie, or they did like Batman or Batgirl Barbie.
They've got a bunch of comic ones. They got two new comic ones that came out maybe about 6 months ago of Harley and Poison Ivy.
Yeah, Kelly got those.
Yeah, my wife. They're gorgeous. She picked those up.
She bought Galadriel too from Lord of the Rings Barbie. That one was really cool. But no, my mother collected Christmas Barbies for years. But
yeah, my sister still has all of hers.
And it's not just limited to like boy shit either. I mean, I've got all kinds of stuff. I think I even have a Monster High doll. I think they're doing Beetlejuice. I'd probably buy that. Yeah,
they've been releasing like them in waves.
Or Pinhead or something. If they
you might be able to get it on Amazon right now.
Right.
For you know their sticker price, because trust me, once they are not made anymore, the price goes up.
I've strangely enough been buying a lot of Playmobil stuff lately.
The Playmobil stuff? That stuff's expensive too, man.
Well, no, I see it on clearance. Like they did the Knight Rider car, and it actually has Kit's voice. Yeah, no, it's got the little red light that goes back and forth in the front, and it actually used Kit's voice from the show. So when you push the button, it talks to you, and it comes with a little Michael Knight. I was like, that's badass. I want that.
Playmobil did really like do a lot of that like extra stuff to make that like what they've got extra special.
They had to, but yeah.
And then I have a Back to the Future with Marty and Doc, and the little DeLorean lights up and makes the sound effects and stuff.
It's like the little people that Hasbro comes out with. They have like, you know, one of the best ones I saw was the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Like they're great.
Kelly just bought the Supernatural Little People box set.
The Little People box set, yeah.
She was like, anything Supernatural, she's on it.
There's a whole bunch.
Apparently, they're both on The Boys this season. Jensen Ackles and what's the other guy's name? I can't remember. There's Jensen Ackles staring at us on the other side of the bar. Yeah. We have a stand-up of him, Dean Winchester, in the bar. I'm trying to watch it. The first season seems very campy.
Oh, The Boys?
No, the Supernatural TV show.
Okay.
Yeah, well, Boys is campy, but
Boys is fucking great. The Boys is awesome. This is his last season. But anyway, apparently, like, the whole cast of Supernatural is in the last season. Castiel and Dean and Sam and all of them, so... But anyway, I digress.
I do love Jensen. He's pretty funny. He's a huge nerd too.
They're saying he's the front runner for the new Batman.
Really?
He'd be a really good one.
He was the voice of Red Hood.
Right. Well, he was also in Brave and the Bold. I think he did Batman's voice or something in one of the cartoons. I know. But anyway, yeah, they're saying he's the front runner right now.
Definite upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what you mean by somebody that could actually act, or
all across the spectrum,
right?
Yeah. Upgrade.
I don't know if is he too old though now? I mean, he's got to be in his mid-40s.
Nah, it's fine.
No, I think he's like our age.
Yeah, in your 40s.
Well, yeah, I know, but that's not too old.
Well, no, but I mean, when you're going to do a franchise like that, you got to figure this.
If Hugh Jackman can still do Wolverine at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, look at all the science behind Hugh and how he's having to get in shape for that, man. I mean, it takes him a year to get into that, man, and he's in his mid-50s now, so.
Poor guy.
I had heard that he had a couple of more movies to go as Wolverine for the Avengers, but I don't think he'd make it to 60. I mean, he's going to be really old. I mean, more power to him. I mean, he still looks good. I mean, he's a hell of a nice guy, but
he's making it.
How many egg whites? It's like he told us, like, how many egg whites can I possibly eat? You know?
Yeah.
Well, it's like listening to Chris Hemsworth talk about all the chickens he had to eat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all protein.
It's like, how many whole chickens can you eat in a lifetime?
Yeah.
Right. And he was bulking up for the Hulk Hogan biopic, and then I guess, I don't know, if I understand, they've canceled it. Netflix was going to do well, it wasn't going to, Eric Bischoff was originally producing it with Hogan, and I think it was going to be like a fluff piece for Hogan, and I don't think Netflix was really wanting that, but they had pictures of Hemsworth working out like to play Hulk, and he would have been perfect for it, man. And even Hogan was looking at the photos online saying, like, I was never that big. Like, that dude is a fucking animal. But You know, and who do you get to play like Andre the Giant, or you know, because you can't talk about it without.
Yeah.
Maybe it was more or less to do with Vince McMahon and his falling out, but Netflix, for whatever reason, I guess they've backed out of this, and it sucks because I would have watched a Hogan biopic. Again, like
Hemsworth as Hogan. Yeah, I'd watch that.
Oh yeah, again, you got an actor that can pull it off.
Actually, considering the persona he's got to put on, man, that would have been hysterical.
You know, Chris Hemsworth is a fucking fanboy.
Oh yeah, he's got to be
brother. The 26-inch pythons, brother. Who do you get to play Macho Man? Who plays Macho Man in a fucking biopic movie?
Oh my god,
that's an interesting question.
That is an interesting question.
I'm trying to remember the name of the stand-up comedian who does a great Macho Man
you know what?
But he would not work physicality.
You know who could actually do it and that kind of looks like Macho Man? AJ Styles, the wrestler. Same build, same height, got the cool beard. He just put him in the hat and the glasses. I bet he could pull Macho Man off.
Yeah.
I mean, who's better to play a wrestler than another wrestler?
Yeah.
But
well,
that would take a lot of balls on AJ Styles' hat.
You get the right, physique for it. So
he's already yoked. So I mean, it's just getting that.
Well, that's why I'm saying what you were saying. Like, if you're gonna, have a wrestler, get a wrestler to play a wrestler.
But he's like the most iconic wrestler of all time. I mean, can you not see a Slim Jim commercial? I mean, they still put him in Slim Jim commercials. He's been dead for 10 years.
Yeah.
And they're still using him. Like, they can use LA Knight and all these other newer wrestlers, but they still always put him at the snap into it. You have to do the voice.
No one could say it. No one could say it like he could.
They were.
No, well, I mean, you have to do the voice.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you see the Macho Man, you kind of get that, ooh, yeah.
I can't even see a Slim Jim.
Snap into a Slim Jim. Right.
That would have to hurt your throat after a while, though.
But they say that was his voice. It was just an exaggerated version of the same thing.
Yeah.
He had a very deep voice anyway.
Deep and gravelly and
But like everything else,
like that. When you see Randy, you're getting Randy.
Right. Yeah. Right. There was not a soft-spoken Randy.
Yeah.
The velvet-toned crooner known as Randy Savage.
If he keeps doing that to his voice, he's gonna lose his. No, that's just it.
That's just it. He's just far more manlier than the rest of us. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
His balls dropped way sooner than the rest of us, and he's just been living that life ever since.
His 40-inch python is below the belt.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's got a 26-inch python, but it's below the waistline.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Hogan. Ooh, yeah.
Dig it.
Why they never got the Macho Man to do Kool-Aid commercials, I think would have been. They should have been the voice of Kool-Aid Man. Oh, yeah.
Like for a while, I actually thought that's who did it.
Really? The Kool-Aid Man?
I mean...
Did you see the, what was it, College Humor did the video of the art gallery, and they had like a Kool-Aid Man break through the wall and freak people the fuck out? You should look it up. It's great. Like, it's all these people and they had like a fake drywall with art hanging off of it, and he'd come like a big massive Kool-Aid Man picture, like, oh yeah, and then he'd run around the room and then break through a wall and take off again, and people were just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's amazing.
Break through another wall and went, oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's great. That's absolutely
again hysterical. That should have been in our trauma episode, is cannibalizing the Kool-Aid Man. Like, because kids were drinking liquid out of his head. A cool sugary flavored Kool-Aid out of his head.
Head body, because it was both his head and his body.
Yeah. Same thing with the Wonder Twins. Because if you think about it, like the brother would always turn into like a glass of ice water, and then somebody would drink him. Like Blip the monkey would drink him, and then it was like he'd see his face on his belly or whatever. Like, hi. I'm like, no, dude, you're just been
creepy.
Eaten.
Yeah.
Because if you've been eaten and swallowed, you're coming out the other end.
Yep.
Where's the Wonder Twin powers on that one? Form of 2-ply.
And what if he does the transitions out of being the water inside? I mean, that's a boys episode right there.
In the monkey, the little Blip monkey. Was that its name? Blip was the monkey?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, the purple monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was Blip. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's the boys
monkey
episode.
Drinks him, and all of a sudden he just turns right back into.
Oh, I gotta go. Sorry, kid.
Yeah.
Like sprays the Batcave down with like purple monkey organs. Trauma.
Yep.
Ask not these questions is what Stanley always used to tell us. Nah, I don't know. Ask not. How does Batman keep all the crap off his gear and the guano? I don't know. Ask not these questions. Doesn't matter. It's the suspension of disbelief.
There's the whole that's a good segue to a shower thought question I had the other day, and it's in the Pokemon world. Why does nobody name their Pokemon? Like, there are people who would have the same Pokemon.
Yeah,
so
I mean, Ash
how do you fight each other and you
I choose you,
which...
Pikachu, and I choose you, Pikachu, and then they're confused on a battlefield.
Exactly.
And Ash had the same Pikachu for like how many years, and he never gave it a name?
Yeah. Exactly what I said, though, was the Pikachu thing. Is like,
I don't know, maybe it just doesn't sound as good. Like, hey, Bill, we're going at it today. Come on out. I choose you, Dave.
Well, I mean, on the flip side, what if we did? I mean, what if Rocket was just dog?
Right.
Yeah.
Dog.
That's how I named my beagle, the dude. I couldn't think of any. I had a girlfriend at the time. She wanted to name him Brody, and I was like, whatever. That's a shitty name for a beagle, but but I would just say, like, dude, get off the couch. Dude, get in here and eat. Dude, get off that whatever. And it just stuck. So I just called him the dude.
I mean, but that's a name though. That's not dog,
right?
Or beagle,
right? Well, my dad had a dog named Buddy, so I was like, well, I'm gonna call mine the dude, and it's Big Lebowski.
I mean,
the dude abides. Right. And he would come in or he'd get the fuck off the couch. But later on, I guess, Brody eventually stuck. So it was old Brody Kenobi.
Yeah, that was the shower thought I had the other day.
Why does nobody name their Pokemons?
Why does nobody in the Pokemon world name their Pokemon?
Interesting.
Sad.
Again, like I said, Lucy just doesn't have the same battle appeal as a Charizard.
I mean, and
how do you know if it's a boy or a girl Pokemon?
Well, they in the games they do tell you.
With a symbol.
Yeah, there is a symbol.
It's not like you can check. You have to go to a medical professional. Yeah. Like Nurse Joy.
Nurse Joy.
Are you like
the only people with like full names?
Well, but is it even really a name though?
Yeah, Nurse because Joy. There's always a Nurse Joy and an Officer
always a
Jenny.
Nurse Joy.
And Officer Jenny too.
And it's like Dr. Feelgood.
Right. But that supposedly was a real person. He was the guy that really did sell heroin to like everyone. Motley Crue and all those bands out on the LA Strip or whatever. Sunset Strip.
Well, Dr. Feelgood.
The fact that you're such a good drug dealer that a massive platinum selling artist wants to make a song about your drugs. That's pretty badass actually, man. Yeah. I always kind of wondered why like Jack Daniels never gave Lemmy from Motorhead an endorsement, because that dude just fueled himself on cigarettes and Jack Daniels and Coke. I mean, it's not like the soda, the blow, but
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's
I mean, you can't really get an endorsement for cocaine, but I mean, you think that Jack Daniels would be all. I mean, that guy drank like 2/5 of Jack a day. I mean, until the day he died. I mean, his crazy. Drinking is legendary.
That's nuts. I can't even imagine. I can barely like put down a glass of.
Well, I mean, if you drank regularly, you could. I mean, I'm sure it's like
and it
tolerance.
Would have to be in soda.
Right. I mean, right now I could probably get shit faced off of like 3 beers, tops.
Yeah.
But if I started really devoting myself to alcoholism, I bet I could put down a 12-pack by the end of the year.
I'm a one-hit wonder. That's right. It's just.
Well, I don't drink or
I
drink
once anymore, and then it's like, that's it. I'm done. I'm ready to go to bed. Let's go.
A Smirnoff Ice used to just take you out.
Yep.
A Zima. Tastes like shit.
I actually had never had Zima.
Oh, well, that was be grateful you never had a Zima. I was going to say
that one's like,
It was like, well, if you refrigerated them, it's the closest approximation of that. That taste you get in the back of your throat after you've like thrown up for the last 10 minutes. That's kind of like a cold vomit is what that thing tasted like with lime.
Yeah, I can imagine it. Yep.
We've been over this before.
Yeah, we have. But well, it's kind of like, which the whole drinking, you mentioning the Smirnoff Ices, I'm like, yeah, except for that day I had like 5.
Yeah, you did knock back 5.
And then this chick just sits down at our booth and says, "I know you," and I had just moved here like a year before, so I didn't know anyone. And I'm like, no, I'm not from here.
She was calling her a fucking liar.
Yeah. And, this is me with 5 drinks in me trying to explain to this other equally, if not more drunk chick that I am not their friend. I am not the person they think I am.
I had a grown man come up to me last year in a store. Like, this is a grown man in like his late 20s, early 30s. He's like, "Hey, John." And I'm like, okay. And for me, it's a little bit different because now I have to figure out, is this a con person that I've met? Or is this a person from a movie set that I met? Or how do they... And he says, "Hey, you remember me?" And I just go along with like, "Yeah, man, how you been, dude?" Like, you just got to play like, "Hey, man." Like, if you just got to sell it, right? And he was like, yeah, you remember me back in the day? I was like, "Yeah, sure, man, that's great. How you been?" He's like, "Yeah, it's great." He's like, "Do you still work for Toys R Us?" And just joking, I was like, "Obviously not. They're closed." He's like, "Yeah, do you remember when you used to get me toys from KB and Toys R Us when you worked there back years ago?"
It's like you just gotta wait for them to say that one thing that triggers the memory.
He said, "Yeah, me and my mother used to come in all the time, and you would get us Batman animated figures out of the back because that was like his show." And I was like, "I do remember this kid, but like, dude, you were like 7 when I saw you the last time. You're a grown ass man out of college now." And I remember his mom's name was Danny. Which I just thought that was funny, just a weird boy name for a single mom. But yeah, no, they were very cool. I remember them, and but yeah, that threw me off. I was like, dude, that was 20-something years ago, man. No, I don't. Until you mentioned those toys, yeah, there was one kid that I remembered. I'd have to go back there into the back and dig out Ra's al Ghul or whatever figure he was looking for. Penguin.
I'm terrible with names at times. Like. I recognize faces, but I don't remember names to the faces. So I actually have some friends, like some friends and stuff like that I can't remember their name. And I feel so bad. And it's like, how the hell do you've known this person for like, 5 years or so, and you never can remember their name, and so you're talking to them, catching up with them from the last time you saw them, and you're like, I can't ask their name because they would know that this entire time I have not remembered, even though I remember them.
I feel like context is important,
right?
Because like you think about the friend, half of the friends we have, they don't know my actual name.
That's true.
Or even like some of my D&D friends I've made over the years. A couple of them, they don't know my name. They just call me by my D&D character anytime they see me.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
"Hey, Reddick, what's up, man?"
There are all the people who thought that like my whole name was Allie.
Right.
And then they find it's like, who are you talking about, Allison? And it's like, that's because that's my name.
It's short.
It's just nobody really calls me it.
That's weird because everybody thinks my name is short for like Jonathan. So I get a lot of people, "Hey, Jonathan." I'm like, no, it's just John. Yep. Brother John or His Royal Johnness, if you're not into that whole brevity thing. Big Lebowski.
But yeah, it's weird. And if you're super drunk, it's just so difficult to make sense of anything. So...
Yeah, that's always a little unnerving when somebody finds me in public, because I don't know if they just live here. Well, we live in a very small town here, but like, so people know everybody that lives here, and it's like, I can't. Did you know me when I used to work at Publix years ago, or was
it Toys R Us? What was it?
I mean, I'm 6 foot. Well, I've actually gotten a little shorter. I used to be about 6'9". Now I'm about 6'8". So as I'm rounding 50, my bone density obviously is going down. But yeah, so I have a very unique look, so it's hard not to forget.
Yeah.
Tall and skinny and an asshole.
Up until a few years ago, I was still, "Hey, you're that guy from Blockbuster."
Yeah.
So, I mean,
well, it's like I live a simple life. I have a very small friend group that I know exactly where I know them from, but when it comes to other people in that outer circle, it's like, okay, do I remember you from the comic book store or a con or the library? Those are the 3 places, and I can't remember which.
Right. And I guess that concludes I think that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
See you guys. Peace and long life. Live long and prosper.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.